Alrighty, we're at the G period high, and we're looking for a short here as we test the C period and the F period high. We have a selling tail at D period that closed went up to yesterday's Friday's close. I don't see much cross trade throughout the entire day. We didn't trade the morning. Wasn't feeling well and wasn't too interested in the action from the big gap down overnight. Just wasn't. I'm not qualified to even think about paper trading such a big gap. I've never seen anything like that. Of course, the market rallied from that point. I think it was limit down overnight also. I think at 1 o'clock Chicago time there was no bid. But from that was the low actually. I'd like to think about that and talk about that. That seems a little bit odd how it could be limit down with no bid and then rally right from there. But I don't see an entry here. There wasn't any significant cross trade. The one nice trade though we will review later, probably in the last snippet, even though we didn't take it, was that D period extension up to Friday's close. We looked at the cross trade on a replay up there and didn't see any. So if we would have recorded the trade, I'm not sure I would have found an entry on that either. The whole day's been like that. It seems like mostly public activity. It doesn't seem like a whole lot of commercial activity here. I could be wrong on that. There's 45,000 delta positive, which means today there's 45,000 more buyers than sellers. We'll just have to watch it. I'd like to take a short up here. Now the H period just opened up, so let's see if we can get above the E period high by a quarter tick. The E period high is 13.16. Let's look for some cross trade here around 13.15, 13.16, and we'll try to get a short here. There's 13.16. There's H period's high. Alright, we still don't see anything that I usually like to follow. Alright, there's the H period high. We're over the E period high. We're into the D selling tail now. We're looking to see if the last buyer has bought. That'll be evident when we see some cross trade and then maybe a retest at the high. The volume cluster, there's a little bit of a volume cluster, and I guess it was one of the Globex sessions over the weekend here between 17 and 21. We're into the selling tail again of D period. D period's high goes all the way up to 25, so we're looking for that cross trade. All right, there's some cross trade. 12.66. Let's take the 17s. We're going to take short 17.25s. Well, we got the 17.25 short 2 at 17.25. It's our first trade for the day here. And of course, we already bought one back at 16 for our point and a quarter. Our stop is now break even at 17 and a quarter. And our target is 5 points from 17 and a quarter is 12 and a quarter. If we indeed get stopped out for a point and a quarter, we'll look for a re-entry up here at the high period. The intraday H period high, which is 13.18. If not, then our target's going to remain at 12 and a quarter, and we'll see if we can generate a few points on this trade. I would say this is not the best day to trade. I'm glad I slept in this one. And look at the volume: 0, 0, 0, 1, 5, 0, 0, 8, 0. 2. It's just erratic. 25, 11. This makes it challenging because the market bounces quickly just through noise. Alright, we have our stop at 17 and a quarter. We're a tick away. So if they get us at 17 and a quarter, we're out and we'll look to reposition. So far so good. We'll let the video run here for a bit to see if they do attack the 17 and a quarter stop. My music, I'm missing my music. Helps me to keep focus with a little music on the background. Alright, there's 17 and a quarter, so we are out of the trade with a 1.25 gain and a break even on the second contract. We're going to pause the video now, waiting for maybe a B trade, you might say. Alright, just a second later we see some cross trade here. 12, 11, we're going to go take the 1850s. Short too at 1850. Keeping in mind that the D period high is up near the 24s, we will certainly be willing to better our position within this selling tail up here. This selling tail in the D period should act as resistance. Of course, we have our regular protocol we follow. We'll buy one at 17.25 for 1.5 points, and then we'll set our break-even stop at 1850 and target 5 points at 1350. We have to better our position, then we'll offset our original 1850s at break-even and reassess our target. While we're watching the video, our target at 5 points below 1350 is probably minimal considering the huge gigantic ranges we've had over the last couple days. To go back down to the high point of the volume cluster is 1308, and if you go down to the day's mean, it's 1304. So 1350 isn't a whole lot to ask, so we're just gonna stand tight there. Okay, we have our fill at 17.25 plus 1.25 ticks. Our stop now is at 1850. And our target is, of course, 1350. Okay, we seem to be repeating the same pattern. Remember, our stop is at 1850, so that's a hard stop. If we get stopped out, we'll take the 1.25 break even on the second contracts, and we'll again do maybe a C part to this first video and look for a re-entry. Alright, there's our 1850, so we are out of the market on our second series of trades here. Alright, we didn't see a test of the 24s just a minute later, but we do have some cross trade here at the 1282. We see a negative delta bar on the pullback column. We see negative on the pullback column, negative delta on the last column. So this cross trade here, we're going to take, we're going to go ahead and take the, oh, we missed the trade. We're going to go ahead and take the 2025. It seemed like my screen froze up a minute. So we didn't get that cross trade in there at the 2025s. That'll probably be the trade that actually breaks the market back down toward the mean, but we missed that one. So our third trade here, unless we can get repositioned. All right, we're back in the 20s. Here's 25. All right, looks like we'll have a second shot here. Let's take a look, see if we can find some flags that the last buyer has bought. If in fact we do run to the D period high at 24, I would expect him to take that out by at least a couple ticks. Maybe in the 25s, 26s. So if we don't get repositioned here, we'll be patient and wait for the latter part of the H period. We don't see an area to get in yet, so I'm going to pause this. Friday's close also is 25.75, about 1.5 points above today's intraday high. We're going to hang in here and actually, we're going to produce this video. We only have about another minute and a half's worth of allocated time. We have to get these under about 10 minutes or so. We missed the third trade there up in the 20s. We're going to be patient. We anticipate a run toward the D period high, toward Friday's close. So we're going to take an opportunity and wrap this video, produce it, and we'll be looking for a retest of the H period high, the D period high, or Friday's close, and then we'll remake a new production. So this morning we were able to pull out 2.5 points out of the market, and that's enough to go buy lunch.